7 of the prayer book, please. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from bias, attachment, and hatred. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme among humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise then, I prostrate. With pure bodies, formed supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you the one gone to thusness I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha, homage to the Dharma refuge, homage to the great Sangha, to all 3 ever devout homage. To all worthy of respect, bowing with bodies as many as all realms, atoms, and all aspects, with supreme faith I pay homage. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions, subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a mirage, the flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash, a lightning, a cloud. See, condition things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. From Tushita's hundreds of God's protector's heart, to tip of this fresh, pure, white heat, curd like cloud, O love Tsongkhapa, Dharma's omniscient king, pray come to this place with your disciples, in space ahead, on lion throne, lotus and moon, venerable guru, smile brightly with delight, pray stay hundreds of eons to spread doctrine, as supreme merit, feel for my mind of faith. Your wisdom mind sees full range of knowables. Your eloquent speech adorns fortunate ears. Your beauteous body, fame, glory, outstanding. Homage to you, worthwhile to think of, hear, and see. Pleasant offerings of water, various flowers, fragrant incense, light, perfume, and so on. Oceans of offerings set out and envisioned, offered up to you, supreme field of merit, non-virtue committed with body, speech, and mind, which I have heaped up since beginningless time, especially what has contradicted three vows. Each I confess from my heart with strong regret. In time of strife you strove to learn and practice, shunned mundane concerns, made life senseful. O protector from depths of our hearts, we rejoice in your powerful great deeds. Venerable gurus from love and wisdom, clouds densely massed in your Dharma kaya sky, pray loose a rain of vast profound Dharma on fields of disciples just as needed. May whatever virtue that I've here gathered bring benefit to all beings and doctrine, and may it make venerable Tsongkhapa essential teaching specially shine forever. Migmet say wait ter chen chen raisik dreame kempe wong po jom pel yang du pung ma lu zhong se sang wei dang gong chen ke pe su gen song kapa lop san dra pe sa la so wa de. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seat of lotus on my crown, caring for me with your great kindness. I bestow attainments of body, speech, and mind. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments common and supreme. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness, until supreme awakening remains steadfast. Homage to the exalted three jewels. Thus have I heard at one time the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajagriha on Vulture Mountain, together with a great assembly of monks and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was absorbed in the concentration of the countless aspects of phenomenon called profound illumination. At that very time, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, was looking perfectly at the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, perfectly looking at the emptiness of inherent existence of the five aggregates also. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, how should a child of the lineage train who wishes to engage in the profound perfection of wisdom? Thus he spoke, and the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, replied to the Venerable Shariputra as follows. Shariputra, whichever son or daughter lineage wishes to engage in the profound perfection of wisdom should look perfectly like this. subsequently looking perfectly and correctly at the emptiness of inherent existence of the five aggregates also. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form, form is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, like this, all phenomena are empty without characteristics. That is, they are not produced and do not cease. They have no defilement and no separation from defilement. They have no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visible form, sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, no mental phenomenon. There is no element, and so forth, up to no mind element, up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance and no cessation of ignorance, and so forth, up to no aging and death, and no cessation of aging and death. Likewise, there is no suffering, no origin, no cessation, and no path, no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and abide in the perfection of wisdom. Because their minds have no obstructions, they have no fear. Passing utterly beyond error, they attain the final state beyond sorrow. All the Buddhas who reside in the three times by relying upon the perfection of wisdom become manifest and complete Buddhas in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra, the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the equal to the unequaled mantra, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering since it is not false, should be known as the truth. The mantra, the perfection of wisdom, is proclaimed. Tayata gate gate pera songate bodhi soha. Shariputra, this is how a bodhisattva, great being, train in the profound perfection of wisdom. Then the Blessed One arose from that concentration and said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, great being, well said, O child of your lineage, so it is. Profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced exactly as you have taught, and the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Shariputra, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva being, and the entire assembly, as well as worldly beings, gods, humans, demigods, Gandharvas, and others, were filled with admiration and highly praised what had been spoken by the Blessed One. In the holy supreme abode of the Dakinis, possessed of clairvoyance and miraculous power, unwaveringly caring for practitioners as your children, homage to the host of the three places, Dakinis. Akasama Ratash. Tayata om gate gate peragate perasong gate bodhi soha. Through the power of truth of the exalted three-jewel speech, may all on the side of negativity for Mars be stopped. May they become non-existent. May they be pacified. All enemies, obstructors, and hindrances, Shante Kurye Soha. 80,000 types of obstructors pacified, freed from adverse, harmful conditions. May all be conducive in perfect auspiciousness, bring happiness and well-being here, right now. Saji Peki Jun Shin Meta Tramri Rabling Ji Ni Degen Padi Sangye Jindu Jongde Songi Jomna La Jaju Pardu Dagdi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonyen Gepe Sonam Ki Drola Penchu Sange Drupa Sho Jongde Songi Jomna La Jaju Pardu Dagdi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonyen Gepe Sonam Ki Drola Penchu Sange Drupa Sho Jongde Songi Jomna La Jaju Pardu Dagi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonyen Kepe Sonam Ki Drola Penchu Sange Drupa Sho
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to summer. Looks like summer today. It's warm. You already put away to your jacket? Not yet. Oh, yeah. Anyway, it's wonderful to you give up your vacation day, weekday. Vacation or weekday? Weekend. You know, usually time is very fast. Time never waits us. You know, just whatever they just fix, they just go always same. You know, never ever wait us to do things. Right? Do you think time can wait us? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 second? The time doesn't wait us even second. But it's okay. It's the nature. Did we get mad for time? Why time too fast? Why time doesn't wait us? Do we get mad? No, right? We say whatever daytime, night, you know. Huh? Yeah, it's shock. Yeah. Usually, yeah, but we don't get any emotion, any destroy our mind not much, right? You know, at times just we accept. Oh yeah, that's it. You don't accept time? Really? When you don't accept? When you don't accept?
If I'm late. Then I go, what happened to the time? Where did it go? I'm late.
Yeah. But it's just that we're not big deal. We say, oh, we can do a little complaint. But no, yeah, the time's passing. Also, we don't keep our mind that. Right? Because we accept. If we say, I'm not accepted, but we accept. It shows. Usually if someone say very hard words or maybe something not nice word for us, you got some message. We don't forgot. We go always keep that. Yeah. It's not nice to say people. Right? Because we keep that our mind. Therefore, some big snow coming, winter time, you have to be couple hours shoveling. You have to call, but we don't keep our mind that things. It's very hard working, but yeah, New England winter, yeah, Boston winter, yeah, it's cold, yeah, weather, snow. We don't keep the mind. Therefore, it doesn't much bother. It causes a little bother, but not that much bother. Therefore, Buddha said, any kind, happy or sad, good or bad, depending on mind. Then nothing exists inherently from that side. If you think it that way, it's true, yeah. We think this is very serious. Yeah, this is very serious. We think, oh yeah, it's okay, yeah, it's not that serious. Right? This is we need to, analytical meditation, we need to do a little bit check. Okay? Now I'm not talking too much. We do a little bit meditation, okay? Every day we do a little meditation. Like 5-10 minutes, because I'm sure you do meditation in your home, but your homes, most people also never have invited any Sangha member there. That's one. Secondly, you don't have any objects of holy things object here. You say we have Buddha's image, we have Buddha's teaching. All different Sangha members come here. Like His Holiness Lama Zopa Rinpoche, Tsongkhapa Rinpoche, all the Tibetan tradition lineage masters come here. Also non-Tibetan, Thai, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, all Theravada tradition monks also come here. Even the non-Buddhism, all religion people come here. We go to holy place, go to Buddha Gaya, Nepal, holy place, because Buddha did things at that place. It's a holy place. And therefore, Tibetan we call Ngunju Tumbe Namtar Jinju Deje Nyamlan. It's a past Buddha's story, practice, is to follow the students' practice. No, it's correct. Ngunju Tumbe Namtar Lojit. As first Buddha's history, they follow the students' practice. Does it make sense? Because we went to the all holy place, Buddha Gaya, Rajkar, Nalanda, like that. We say, oh, this is a holy place because they're all Sangha members come here. Then we have very strong faith there. It's also we have different feelings. Therefore, like this place, have all the Buddha images, all the different Sanghas come here. Therefore, maybe 100,000 times bigger than blessing your house, because there are so many objects. Therefore, even you didn't learn much, but if you come here, we recite, fourth, refuge, then four measurables, then Kurukulla Center, Buddha Shashamani, then Kurukulla Tsongkhapa, then Heart Sutra. It's also keep very large influence our mind. Therefore, the one of the king parade is a chawa, the tonal mind. If you touch, if you read, that merits only Buddha can explain. No one can say this much, that much. Therefore, all things, you do not give praise, even you don't learn things. Therefore, holy place, then with the holy objects, you recite the holy sutras, with the Dharma brothers, sisters. Therefore, we get a lot of merits. Okay? Therefore, even you just give up the good sleep Sunday morning to come here, it's very good. It's very good. Very good. Therefore, you say, okay, I do my meditation in my room. Yes, you do, but big power here. You say, okay, I can study in my room. Yes, you can do that, but more power here. Therefore, you do a little meditation, okay? All the holy objects here, you don't have to think, okay, Buddha's here, Lama Zopa was here, Lama Zopa was here, and I want to say here. If you think that what, it's good, but it's something we have too hard. Think about all the front view. This place also not just regular, the solid place, very holy place, holy, holy room, or beautiful room, Therefore, you're that place, beautiful weather, nothing complain. The front, all the different Buddhas, Bodhisattva in front of you, just simply like, the cloth on the sky. Or you think that from that, I'm taking to refuge Buddha, Dharma, Sangha until achieve enlightenment. You think that I'm taking Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, how long? Until I become Buddha. You're the Buddha, you're the Dharma, you're the Sangha. Okay? Think it that way. This is called, we call meditation of the refuge. Try to remember from your all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. I'm taking refuge here until I achieve enlightenment. Think about that thought again, 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 again. Okay? Now I want to repeat with me, okay? In the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, the Lati Asira Puj. You don't have to read the third length, just first two lengths we read it again and again, okay? And also think of the meaning. In the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and Ilate Asira Puj. The Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and Ilate Asira Puj. In the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and visualization over the 10 directions, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, send blessings into your body. Particularly you have any bad thoughts to block or obstacle, again a refuge, mind, purify that kind of thoughts, that kind of mind, same as before. Then all go to Yama's mouth. The Yama close his mouth. He feel full. It's also good to your own long life. Again, third visualization, all the 10 directions, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, send blessing, white color, come to your body. Is give the blessing to you again to the mind of the refuge. You feel so happy, peace, relax. Your whole body inside is black, very light, very peace, very warm. The joy, the peaceful mind, flexible mind. Come out of your body, share all mother sentient beings. Again you feel happy, relax, peace. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. Although you got snoring. As to the nature of the Gonda with the Javana, then they also paint on Gurava.
So if we meditate or do some practice in a holy place like this, definitely it will be more helpful.
So there's a Mikashin the Walla, Samji and the Chick. So I'm not like to sing the Mambo Yongdua, the Chick, your Taro, and the big mother.
So also, many people mention that just by coming here, they have a very special feeling. So that shows that that's a sign that this place is something different than others.
Okay?
So therefore, we meditate all the time. There are so many different ways of meditating. So you should do in any way you know or you feel comfortable doing.
Okay? 어디시 되는데 다 간주 그 셔와도 남박이 쳐버린지 점도 차대고 점도도 싫어하는 것이 뭐래.
So what differentiates between Buddhists and non-Buddhists is refuge, taking refuge. So taking understanding about refuge is very important.
제가 람 로바리 쳐버린지 점도 람 멤버리 쳐버린지 생체에서 그래.
So the path that identifies one from being Buddhist or non-Buddhist is is the refuge. And so if once you have taken refuge, then you become a Buddhist. And then once you have generated bodhicitta, you become Mahayanist.
Okay? 근데 인자 아니 저 가로 추 대화 친분 추 나무 사집이 추인 봐서 뭐죠? 뭐죠? 강사대 나무 사집이 주었을 봐시. 추 대화 친분 추인 봐든지 뭐죠? 아니 강사 코랑 대화 친분도 듣고 있나? 강사 코랑 그 셈나야 된게 또봐 쌈도 되고 와. 점도도 생기세요.
So the bodhicitta is the one that differentiates between the Mahayana and the Hinayana, or lower vehicle and higher vehicle. And so it is not just enough to study the Mahayana text, but a person who studies the Mahayana text should be a Mahayanist. And so how do you do that? Is by setting up a proper motivation.
근데 얘가 점도 용불라 점도 진이고 그래 진이 무시고 그래.
And So in order to have refuge, you have to have the cause of refuge. And so you have to understand what are the two causes of refuge.
내가 점도 점에 wala 점로 요 말도 용 말. 대면도 단 지택 춘이라 봐.
So without the cause of refuge, there will be no refuge. So that's the nature of the reality, right?
제가 점에는 저 제가 말아 봐.
So just like without a cause, there will be no result.
아니 점에나야 저 제도 말아 봐.
And also without a condition, there cannot be result either.
그러나 당당한도 사고 올라야 쌍공보도 깨출로 내yor서.
So right now, there's this seed, for the green grass, very ready to grow under the ground.
얘나야 단다 깨배나 아니 납시고 조장다. 추도수다가 태면다 고본 자대요.
So even the seeds are there, but because it has not matched with the right temperature and maybe the water, the sunshine and so forth, therefore it's not able to grow now.
어때도 치바랬던데 다 가르지 마나 아니 진짜 마타는 데부터 미치와다 딘딘지 되게 중요해.
So whatever kind of functional thing are there, without the cause and condition, if the cause and condition are missing, then the result will not grow.
대자다 점도 전이데 가능하도 마체가 몸불랍자레스.
So most of you already know, right? But what are the two causes of refuge?
Fear and faith. And then fear for what? 고와당에 속을 동안에 직시다스. For samsara and lorams. But we are samsara. Are we in samsara? Are you sure? Right now we are samsara? Really? This big question, yeah. Are we in samsara right now? What you say? Okay, how many say yes? Okay, how many say no? How many say I don't know? What do you think? Yeah, we are samsara. We are in samsara right now today. Okay? How we do that? We have always problem. Samsara is a place to on the near. Niro, right? Niro. On the Niro, can we see that? Maybe not. Maybe that's not a very nice example. Just can we see it on here? Maybe not, right? Even we cannot see here, not comfortable. Therefore, you guys, very comfortable. Cushion, then even above that big cushion, you're soft. You might have to move it. Something inside that, very comfortable. The samsara is some place to not comfortable place. Always something like that. And we are samsara, okay? Everyone make sure I don't know, maybe personality? What's that kind of personal? Individual, I don't know. Maybe you are not samsara. But usually, we are samsara. Okay? We are samsara and the human beings samsara. They are human beings, human ram, animal ram, then more confused, right? God ram. Okay? Then the thing koala ne dewa, koala je dewa. Tanga to yani yang koala ma che, tapshi thing ta jamdo.
And so right now we are in samsara. We are born in samsara. So in order to be free from that, free from this samsara, then we take refuge in the three jewels. So in order to seek advice from a doctor, or in order to see a doctor, what do you need? What makes you feel like seeing the doctor?
Yeah, you feel sick or you're afraid to sick, right? You don't have to sick. Then second, you are faith for the
Faith in the
doctor and medicine, right? It's exactly same example, right? We need that. We need to identify samsara. Otherwise, we don't know where samsara. Maybe samsara is outside. Some koala kanji ngaran suji je sachi nyewal je pumu dela labde yours.
So samsara, is the the contaminated aggregate that we have. That's called samsara. It's not something outside there.
Okay? Manzo Pumbo Yawa Yenza, and Naya, Taya, and Chikaro, Kanje, doping Bodam, doping Mutribidunga, Mutribidunga, Trebidunga, Kanje, Zudato, Chan, and that Kalek on the Yorwa.
So because we have these contaminated aggregates, therefore we experience all sorts of sufferings. The sufferings of not meeting with the things that we want, or meeting with the things that we don't want, and so forth. So all kinds of sufferings are experienced because of having these contaminated aggregate, which consists of all these five senses, right? So each sense desire for different kind of objects, and from all that derives the suffering.
다 어느 양서랑가서 남주 시도 토모 요가 아니 밀락자가 나시기 동아요레스.
So in general, so that's the common to all human beings. These are the sufferings of the birth and death, sickness, and aging.
아니 드노라 레식 뜸비 동아요레스.
And then the animals have the sufferings of being dumb, foolish, and being exploited, and being eaten by one another.
가르에서는 간좀 삼삼알레 드노도 변나 치도서 간돌을 비 레버 사양 간좀 하마고도 기도하고 온도 와서 간돌라 뜻된데레스.
Well, of course, there are some features or like special abilities that animals have that humans don't have. Like some dogs are very smart; they can tell things by sniffing, right?
근데 이제 나 방금도 키라야 지난기 많이 튼고칭 된 데만은 개와사글라나 기고원이를 말해. 데라고 마도 시마들 양 가리 밀레 루파노 치는 요르와.
But if you were to tell the dog, that you should recite mala, recite a mantra, a mala of mantra every day, and that will help you to be free from suffering. But the dog wouldn't understand that. So that's what we mean by foolish and dumb.
아니 간도
Not because they don't have any ability at all.
아이네서 많은 사람 그만 된 그래. 그만 된 식이래.
The parrots, some parrots, they can repeat whatever you say, right? So if you say Om Mani Padme Hum to them, they might be able to repeat the same thing back.
이나야 대나 되시잖아. 고니를 말해.
But if you were to explain the meaning of Om Mani Padme Hum to the parrot, it will not understand.
두 된제 그러면 세상 가서 되자 그러와요.
So yeah, that's the reason why the animals are considered as dumb, But otherwise, of course, you might, come up with some questions or debates, right?
debate 요청을 해. 저와 역시 이때 고래 트이는 야이로.
Of course, you can have a doubt, you can have questions. That's good to clear.
아니 멜레케가 나시게 동안 아니 들어를 내시고 아니 가로. 야와라 타는 거 동안 요래서.
And then the animal, hell beings may have the suffering of extreme heat and cold.
제가 야와서 사실 심바송도 단다 들어 줄어로 되는 또 다 야와로 해도 나도 맞아.
So you don't have to think about the hell somewhere else, and also you can see that animals are outside there who are going through tremendous amount of suffering. It can be like being in hell.
다른 가서 5만 통화이도 5만 통화이도 가서 5만이 통화요. 어다 알테요. 가가 로션. 아니 다 들어배나 들어고 등하로 시작하는 가서 다들 세배. 다른 가서 5만 통이 지금은 이제 샤는 통주로요. 담보 섬지는 간들 내기도 좀 동소라.
So, like talking about the sufferings of animals being exploited by human beings, like everything that we consume, like a gallon of milk that's already packed in the supermarket which we buy and use. You know how these milk come from, where they come from, and how they come.
차상이 하고 면 나한테 유튜브들은 통소 바주 아마트 이제 너네 짜니 빨아야 좀 파도 넣어서 주는 거 짜니야 좀 너말이야 너게 너말이야 직전에 미신들 까 아니 뭐 마셔도 파 기사전에 막 거의 들으셔야 했어. 근데 가가 있나?
So what do you call that? Otter, right? So the cows they're like kind of locked in between two walls or like two fences, and then they can't move at all. They're just sitting there, and they're the machine plugged into their udders, and then that's how they suck the milk out from them. Is it all like that?
유럽도 어디나 통수 차가 있는 거. 또 빨간 거는 등하러 와지지.
That's a big suffering, right? So I don't know if it's all like that. Maybe not for the animals who are out in the field, roaming around. Is it like that?
Most like that. Yeah, it's very, very bad, very bad. Then you come to desert, kind of so, some of them didn't do.
And then the place where they live is so dirty, right? Not clean at all.
제자 밀어야 먼저 밀어 로비용 값에 요와 섬지기야 섬지 파출이야 답등 돈이야 비제 당한 몰래기도
So more intelligent knowledge human beings have, they use that to conveniently use the other sentient beings, other animals, to get things for themselves.
엄마가도 별에나 아니 부모들도 섬지 쇼를 대안 될라 마쇼 정보서 마쇼 누구시 대 쇼로 근데 니바 총알에 살아 고쳐 사금으로
So like in Tibet, and in the countries, the what do you call that? The how do you say? Take the milk out. How do you say? Milking.
milking.
They milk, with their hands, right? So they apply butter on their hands, so it will be smooth. It will not be painful on the other. So they just milk like that, by holding with the hand. And so I mean, of course, I don't know if there is suffering, but there is definitely less suffering than how they are milked now.
어디 드리지 간제 돈주다 뭐네 냐와니 저다 간제 냐와 민 통화도 lap죠 드리 간제 드리 동안 가도 통고다 드리 막 드리지나 용서 말씀 거래서 제 냐와 가도 그냥 통금도 가와이 제가 신경도 와
So those are the kind of suffering that we can actually see. So so then that can make us feel like, oh, I don't want to be born in such a place like that. In other words, if we were told hell realm, like extreme cold, extreme heat, where is it? We don't see it. So it's difficult for us to get that feeling, wanting to be free from that suffering.
어떤데 단단한도 순간을 쇼다 오마다 말다 시스도 신부 사초주도 내라고 용거에 말해.
And so all the things that we can buy from the supermarket, like the milk, the yogurt, the butter, or cheese, and all these things, are doesn't come very easily.
어디 다 대만 가도 이제 조시단들 내라고 용거 만들어 때라 배심지 또다 저다 뭐다 먹고 소소살.
So same with the other food, right? Like the rice, the barley, the wheat, the flowers, all these things. It doesn't come easily. So many sentient beings have lost their life to bring that for us.
오케이 대치 다 안에 간제 고알 가름 야월라 차는 동화지. 아니 살라 안에 가로 지대보고 동화사죠.
And so the gods, they have the suffering of seeing the sign of death.
And 사자 시와이나 담보야 지에 가라 옆에 그 개병고 지와는 제사도 야보시 로바도 그거 야보 내 야보 장자에 말해서 다 시도 지에 가라는 수보 주마도 메도도 봐 이바죠 수보를 주마가 아니 라시마도 소소 자로 맞지 가지고 소소야 소소 가와지요 신경 들에서 빼 동안 뒤가 비켜요.
So the gods, when they are born, of course they are born by the power of their virtuous action, right? And so when they are born, there at the beginning, it's all very happy. There are so many friends around, and that doesn't go through any sufferings at all. But then when it comes, to the end of their life, then, towards the end, they lose. They have used up all their merits, the virtues, and so therefore, they start to like smell like we do. So if we don't take shower for a long time, we get smelling, right, in our body. And then the flower garlands are fresh all the time otherwise. But at that time, then it starts to wither, and it becomes old. And then the friends see that, and they don't want to be around them, and then so they become very lonely. And not only that, but also then they see their next life. So most of them, they see their next life, they're falling into the lower realm because they have used up all their virtues and merits. So now only that's left is the non-virtuous action. Right? So because of that, then they see that they can fall, and they're falling into the lower realm, and that's like huge suffering for them.
오케이. 근데 다 된디게 내서 대신 아다데 야고면 더 될라니 딱 가리 시네. 딱 견 그로. 제가 만들고 제가 그래서. 다 시쪽은 안에 다 상제 중계를 쪽을 아니 잠버들 그래서.
And so then that way you have to think about the suffering of all the realms, right, in samsara. And no matter where we are born, we have to go through sufferings, certain kind of sufferings all the time. And therefore then you have to generate this wish, wanting to be free from the whole samsara, cycle existence. And in order to do so, then you say, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha.
Okay? That jump to Jini Hako Soma.
So you understand the two causes of refuge, right?
Tela Teni jump to Cheko.
And so by understanding the two causes for taking refuge, you have to generate refuge in your mind.
Okay? Koa dan Nesonga Dungalan Jishi Ta, Tele Chibi, Niba Kunstolo Yuchi, Ichi, Tawasa Ilari.
And so, so you're having a fear towards the sufferings of the cycle existence in general, and particularly the sufferings of the lower realms, and then having faith in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha that they have the power to protect you from these sufferings.
Can you guys repeat that? Can you guys repeat whole sentence? Huh? Can you repeat? Yeah.
In general, and the lower realms in particular, and faith that the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha.
Good. You want to do that? Not? Koa dan Nesonga Dungalan Jishi Ta. Okay? Say.
Be afraid. So afraid of the sufferings of the samsara and lower realms.
Can you say loud? Because if you say the loud, you say that. I think you guys different. I think, but anyway, you guys know the meaning, right? It's okay. The monastery, the teacher ask her, then they repeat again, maybe 5, 10 times they again, then they can memorize. They're all done. You don't have to look any more book. The next tomorrow say, what is that? What is that? They can say. Because
you understand the meaning, and you say in your way, right? So the wording might be different, sentence might be different, but the meaning is there. But in the text, like if you follow this text, and whatever explanation here there is in this text, then you just read that and you memorize that. Then it will be the same. Otherwise, of course, different people will have different way of saying it, saying the same meaning but different way of saying it. So it will not be same. But to be exactly same, then you have to follow a text. Whatever wordings that text has, then you just follow that. Then everybody will be exactly same.
그래서 당연 단어 중에서 점도 것이 고면 봐. 두치는 곰자고 점도 주보 싸. 곰 시대 된다 삼보다 양의 곰자 양의도 선배조잖아. 선배지 백교서 와.
And so with this understanding, then you take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, right? And then just like you did a meditation earlier this morning, you do that like that. And then you take and imagine, visualize the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha in the merit field, and then do the visualization of the light and nectar flowing down and purifying and blessing and so forth. So that way, and it will be very beneficial.
Okay. 근데 이제 잡수 손은 무슨 지나 똥좀 되는 해도 정스. 아니 빼면서 좀 버려서 잠도 돼야 돼.
So taking the merit accumulated from taking refuge is huge, so huge that the 3,000 world system will be too small to hold it.
오케이. 대지 다대 현로를 다 가서 가상 타는 말이다. 다 가상 될 마음도 아니 녀목이 님이다 좀 말랍사인 맞.
So last time we talked about the disadvantage or the shortcomings of the delusions, right?
그러와.
Or drawbacks.
아니 녀목 저시 녀목 님이시 다 들이 녀목 다 녀목 될라 되네 다 레칸지 사거든. 다 대배 내가 좀 찾아.
And so we talked about the cause of the delusions and the drawbacks of the delusions, and now it's talking about how karma is accumulated through delusion. So this becomes very important to understand.
오케이. 다 넘어가도 마 로쇼로 와.
자동.
이빨 내서서 너무 참는데. 쇼니는 쇼치가. 선반 주보거든 연소셔서 될 말에 봤다. 이빨 내서서 내라
Sambela.
삼벨레스.
이 자동 로가.
자동 말 옵션. 님들 kon tama dzokanda na sambara chilendo chuboda nyeso jasa sepleto niba leso sambara chuboda nyeso jasa pelo mogochi
Ale, so we read this the outline 301 and 302, okay?
301, 302, what page number?
474, 475. Oh, I don't know which one it's in. In the yellow. 521 in yellow.
The blue one? You got it?
475, right? 474. Okay, so let's read this together. How karma is accumulated. There are two types of karma, mental karma and intended karma. Mental karma. Sanga's Compendium of Metaphysics says, what is mental karma? It is a karmic action of the compositional factors aggregate that makes a thought manifest. Its function is to engage the mind in virtuous, the non-virtuous, or neutral. In other words, the mental karmic action is, for example, the primary mind that provokes us to feel we should speak insulting words, or it is the karmic action of the secondary mind that provokes or encourages us while we are saying these insulting words. Intended karma. This consists of the actions in the body and speech motivated by mental karma. As the treasure of metaphysics says, it is mental or created by the mind. Mental karma is mental action. It gives rise to karmic actions of body and speech. Delusions give rise to three types of karma: unmeritorious, meritorious, and immutable. To take them in order, unmeritorious karma is karma accumulated from yearning for the things of this life, and then acting upon these by killing, etc. This type of karma makes one take rebirth in the lower realm. Meritorious karma is a karma accumulated from yearning for sensual happiness in a future life. This karma makes one take rebirth as a desirable god or human. Immutable karma is as follows. One repudiates in a sincere life, indulging in the happy feeling that comes from single-pointed concentration, and is thus reborn as a god in the first three dhyana concentration state. Or one could even repudiate the happy feeling that develops from single-pointed concentration, and so, yearning for a feeling of equanimity accumulates karma that acts as a cause to be reborn in the fourth dhyana concentration state or higher. Both meritorious and unmeritorious karma throw one into a rebirth in the desire realm, and their results are immutable. With, but those power of one's guru or spiritual, of secret tantra, and so on. One's further state can be changed so that one is able to receive the rebirth in the upper realm. Dom Rinpoche said, if all the people of Radring with the lay vows were to hold their properties in common, it would be particularly helpful in the creation of root marriage after one of their deaths. In other words, because was the same problem. Root marriage created in relation to this property would be especially beneficial to any of their dead colleagues still in the body. The throwing karma to be reborn into the higher realm is as follows. Suppose one has already accumulated karma to be reborn in the first dhyana concentration state. The karma not changed instead into karma to be reborn in the second dhyana concentration state, or whatever. This is why such karma is called immutable, from a treasure of metaphysics. Virtuous karma is merit to be born in the desire realm. Karma to be born in the higher realm is immutable. This karma is immutable because it will ripen only in these higher realms. Any karma not accumulated in conjunction with any of the three fundamentals will only be cause for samsara. Karma created when you are moved to renounce the three realms of samsara could only become cause for your liberation. When you give up this life with the thought that you will practice Dharma, but do not do this in conjunction with renunciation and so on, you may stay and meditate on mental coexistence and some harmony, but even if you are lucky, you will only perceive cause to be reborn in the formless realms or form realms, dhyana concentration states. This is why if you want to practice Dharma, it is vital to seek some total and mistaken instruction.
Okay, you understand? Huh? Not? Okay, then they sit down less like Savadi Karam Maripatu, what we ship
So how we create karma is basically is the delusion, right? The ignorance, which is the root, of all the karma we create.
다 간지 사는 사탕마다 니어레스 정도.
And then how we create the karma is there were two ways.
아니 셈벨에도 삼벨에도 니어레스.
So there are two different kind of karma: mental karma and intended karma.
아니 셈벨에서 해도 간다 끊어달라 그래 끊어달라.
The mental karma, is the motivation.
아니 삼벨에서 해도 다 샤왕이 들라고 그래서.
The intended karma is the karma of the body and speech. Body and speech in the actual karma, actual action.
오케이. 답변에 지나서 단어 쇼케이나 난공이나 계산이나 산인가 아니 산데 그런 로이에서 막 끊어져 그래서 끊어.
So when you had that thought of coming to the center, either yesterday, this morning, or few days before, you say, "Oh, I'm going to go to the center." That's like mental karma.
When you have the thought, yesterday before 5 o'clock, or just this morning, or just happened. And whenever you start that motivation, 티가 지나서 아니 셈벨에서 차대요.
So at that time, it's called the karma, the mental karma.
다 대권으로 다 대가 끝내 혼에 아니 저런 거 못하게 되면 이제 한국 거야 둘러고 아니 저런 거다 리더가 이제 메사되요.
So with that thought, then you say, "Okay, I must go to the center," and then with that thought, then you start to go out by putting on clothes, putting on shoes, getting into the car, starting the car, driving. All this becomes the intended karma.
그리고 다 삼도 티가 끝내 혼에 다 논도가 삼아지는 운동 응시원 아니 셈벨레스 간에 이질레스 아니 티가 아니 지 마그 다 리가 지금 고바자고 이나 못하는 쇼는 거데 아니 리질레스 아니 지 나가야 지 딱으로 지금 너무 대한도 지금 특별 때는 이질레스 마클레스 어디나 리마에서 질레스 섬사그레스.
And so you have this intended karma, mental karma, which is the motivation, right? Wanting to come to the center, and then you either walk or you drive, whatever you did, how you came to the center, you come in. So that's like your intended karma, and that's the karma created through your body. And then you come here, you say the prayers, which do the engage in a discussion and so forth. So the Dharma discussion and so forth. So that becomes the intended karma of speech.
Yes. But the order.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this example like that. This is easy, right? Easy to understand, right? 강가고도 다 텔레서서 다 레만으로 가져서거든요. 레만으로 숨사그래.
And so then that's how you create karma, right? And then what kind of karma you create in that way? What kind of actions do you create in that way? Karma. And then it talks about three types of karma: meritorious, non-meritorious, and immutable karma.
Okay. 다 대제다도 다 간지는 또 꾸는라 알아요. 그래서 꾸는
So all that karma, what kind of karma you create depends on your motivation.
다 체니가 대체 주보가 체다 아니 질레가 체와이나는 아니 손은 많이 밀려 자는 거래요.
So whatever actions you create with the thought to benefit this life alone, then that becomes non-meritorious karma.
근데 대 그니가 더러도
So it's very dangerous, right? Very risky.
단 내가 도바이도 아니 체 니가 체다 소소 개와서 와이나 대고 고스나마 밀려 자는 거는 맨날 야마나 체 니 대외가 체다 아니 소소고 샤워 먹이고 샤워들 쇼이나 아니 대 손은 마빌레 자는 거나 다 간리나스.
So when it talks about unmeritorious karma, it's a karma accumulated from yearning for the things of this life, right? So and then acting upon, but then must
대다 소치발로 사는데 개vel을 잡으면서 놓는
So then so like not everything that you do for this life is non-meritorious, right? Is it? So even if you do a virtuous action for this life, so like I want to be happy, I want to have a long life, so therefore I'm going to pay homage to the Buddha Dharma Sangha, or I'm going to make a candle offerings, water bottle offerings, and so forth. So if you do that, then will that become non-meritorious karma?
What do you think?
So So I don't think that's necessary, right? So I think maybe like, I mean, it gives example of like killing and etc. So maybe it's like only reference to the non-virtuous action. So if you create a virtuous action for the sake of this life, that doesn't become non-meritorious. That's the doubt, my doubt. Right? So I'm taking it.
Lam-rim Chen-mo 마시 순수지 세니 대체가 체도 미니 아니 레셔거든 손을 마음을 잘오래서 너무 심하거든 두 대나 소체레서 게면도
So here it gives example of killing, right? So so but it's not only referring to killing. Killing is one, like obviously non-virtuous action, so and understandable, right? As a non-meritorious action. But in Lam-rim Chen-mo, the great Lam-rim by Lama Tsongkhapa, it says anything you do before you die, anything you do in this life for this life, anything you do for this life before you die, then that becomes non-meritorious karma.
아는 지때 심이 대화라 미니 또 미니 아니 레사와도 손을 밀어 잘 오래서.
And so by aiming, for the happiness in future life, by aiming at the happiness in future life, and when you create some action, then that becomes virtuous action.
Okay.
I mean the meritorious action.
어때 람람 나타내 이때서 말하고 특가세면서 좋아요 뭐.
So in the Lam-rim, the great Lam-rim, that's what it says. So there may be a little bit of difference in terms of how it is clarified by giving an example.
근데 다 네가 제더 대외의 제도직 소체 받아가지고 고마거든요. 다고 그거 이마서 마음에 이마지 될 것도 매워지.
So if you create non-virtuous action, such as killing, stealing, and so forth for this life, of course that's non-meritorious action. There's no doubt about that.
다 개별의 세력이 제대로 가라 무슨 만화와 마사지 지나 되어서는 마음에 잘하려 그래서 다들 막 도발 정도.
And what about the virtuous actions that we do for the sake of this life, like reciting mantras or making prostration to have happiness in this life? Will that become non-meritorious karma as well?
대 네가 지어서 배나 가도 볼람람을 같이 해야 되나. 세네가 전에는 같이 해야 돼. 세 시민에 같이 세네가 전에는 야와 이다 지금 들어지게 돼서. 아니 세 시민에 전에 가지는 안에 물질을 하지 담아지 돼.
So there is an explanation also saying that what happens if you do for this life? What happens if you do for the sake of this life? Then you will be born in the hell realm, hungry ghost realm, and animal realm. Then what happens if you do for the sake of future life? Then you will be born in the upper realm as a human god or demigods.
다 전에 심지 탐절을 편도지는 가르스나 아니 되겠다 아니 가르고 또 관계 사지고 또 그래서 그래서.
So then what happens if you do things for the sake of others, in order to benefit others? Then that will bring you to the state of enlightenment.
근데 다 로정 걸 배상하는 나무라는 되게 여러 되게 있을 것 같은 저는.
So there is there's such explanation in one of the mind training teachings, which I don't remember exactly the exact text, but
Can you remember anything? No, you don't know. Yes. 다때 양고도 다 신은 달라때 가래 못 하서 이랬어. 그냥 들때만 치워 이랬어.
yes. So it can depend on the power of the object. Yes.
배나 람름 치면 두 손이 이랬어. 와. 아니 배나 투그런 데를 이랬어. 배나. 배나 다음에 또 비시랍지야 마세지. 아니 샤적을 샘거야 마세마지. 아니 지 잠루야 마세면 딱 거든. 근데 개사이나 신경틀한테 뭐 가래 마토 어느 코왕코 있잖아니 뭐 그래서
So in any kind of virtuous action, right? Any kind of virtuous action, if it is not conjoined, with the bodhicitta or with the wisdom realizing emptiness, then it will become, all of it will become the action. All will become only a cause to circle in cyclic existence, except through the power of the object.
배셔도 된다. 대단한 고알라 남자 더만이 님이들 따대 곰비 코위 풍소라 아니 세바 순집이 님보야 마대 다음에 비도록 수소도비 실업지 수주야 마치 샹집지 셈 이라 공바 셔바다 자비 개종 남는 신근 틀한테는 가래 마도 군주 랑가왕 코왕 그위juk 코왕 그런 콜로코와 있는 거그 그래서 람침
It's been said in the Great Lamrim. So if it is not conjoined with the bodhicitta or wisdom lies in emptiness, then it will all become and except for that some actions created in relation to a holy object. Otherwise, all other virtuous action will become only a cause to circle in cyclic existence.
yes yeah 그러
So kuma mago wa. Kuma ko pa ma da kuma ko ne ya ko ma da. Ta kron chyo ko ke shiga ma da. Da tim go ne ko ko ju ma da sam da. Te sam ne ko ma ko ba ina. Inte yo cha ga ma da. Te sam le sa ga ma da.
근데 개와 자기서 말하다 배전에 많이 채워이나 개와 자기서 뭐 개와 자기서 좋아 아주 개와 임바이나
Gyawa ina da.
코와 제 거마도 아니 코와 타에
Sono ma da.
그래
Gyawa in sono ma. Hala ko da.
다 개와래서 이나 코와래 제 거처럼 그래서 밀제 밀제도 개와 제 여러 아 밀제도 개와 제 그럼 제 말로 이나 가면 코와 제 되고 손은 묘초가 되나 딱 가지 나도 네 개와서데 산지 콤보토 타외 토외 그것들
Ina da de kara ga da
Gyawa
kuma ma ko gyawa sa ga da.
제가 개와사 그래서 이나 다 타와 토외제로 말씀하지
So the dogia gyawa sa ga.
제가 데노저 다 고글로 요나 데노저 제스 그러고
Kulung me wa chi da.
Kulung
Kulung de
ko-
da ko tim da tim
데노
ga
그
ga.
개와 개나만 다시 저는 그 개와 개지 말 염다 신경 들었다도 고글로도 개면 와나 그때 이거는 양 개와 찬 거들 이러
Kuma ko la tene nyae ga dunga de. Dunga de thar.
대 뒤동안도 다 넣어 대대 그 개와 나고 있는 가는 데
So first thing is like when you mention about three lower realms, of course, so if you think about this life, then it becomes the cause to be born in three realms. But if otherwise, any action that is not conjoined by bodhicitta or wisdom lies in emptiness, then it becomes action only to be circle in cyclic existence, not in lower realms, in cyclic existence. So cyclic existence in general. So for cyclic existence, and like to be born in the upper realm, it's also cyclic existence. Samsara, the human realm, demigod realm, or God realm is all samsara. So to be born there, you have to have a meritorious karma, so virtuous action. Right? So any even so if that virtuous action, which becomes a cause to be born in the upper realm, if that is conjoined with renunciation, then it becomes a cause to be free from cyclic. If that is conjoined with bodhicitta, then it becomes a cause to be to achieve full enlightenment. So then anyway, so for then action of somebody not stealing, because of the law, not because of understanding dharma or good motivation, anything, just because, I don't want to go through that suffering of being thrown in a jail or arrested, so therefore I'm not going to go to stealing. So I don't know if that becomes a virtuous action or not, because he doesn't have a motivation, right? But it definitely saves him from going through the suffering of stealing. So because of not stealing, he's free from the suffering of stealing.
그냥 가서 실론도 스코르도 삼지 세게 말이 고도마치 세게 말이 왔어 세네 샤상에도 말이 와 이나 콘도 소치 셰베 그러 무게와 소치 막방 개와 싸그래 받나 그 싸게 말이 왔어.
So just because you didn't engage in that action doesn't mean you create a virtuous action. So like the squirrel outside there, he doesn't kill, right? He's only looking for nuts and something like that, but it doesn't kill, right? So does it create a karma of not killing? The virtuous action of not killing? No, it doesn't. So therefore, you have to have the motivation or set the mind. So I'm not going to kill. I'm not going to kill. Therefore, I don't engage in it. So you have to have that thought or motivation. So just because you didn't engage in that action doesn't become virtuous action.
Okay. But this is the reason more. Okay. 좀더 숨도 차다 내 사탕마로 숨대가서 막 she jump the other totally.
So what are the three different kind of karma that we create, right? So go through that, then we'll have more discussion.
That ten the Ninland was, ten the Tony Samba Soja Eleven, so no man will channel is. That Shimmy Tony Sambe and Limay Lecari, this one will channel is.
And so whatever you do for the sake of this life, that becomes a non-meritorious karma, right? Especially the karma of like killing and so forth, right? Obviously. But anything that you do for the sake of future life, then that becomes meritorious karma.
다 간조 반지 제대 반지 내 차로 그러면 간조 딱 깨와시만 양손을 막 깨와시 티체대 제대 마주 제대로 와. 라이 섬제도 라이도 다시 막 양손 깨고 티체대 차대 그런 거 손은 게래 차로. 이 레디 가든 간조 양조 밀트 깨고 콜 제대로.
And so anything that we do, and any virtuous actions we create in order to be born in the upper realm, right? Like him and God, because he said, oh, there's so much suffering in the lower realms, I don't want to be born in there. But not too bad in upper realms, him and God and demigods. So therefore you create a virtuous action with that thought, and that becomes meritorious action.
Okay? 아니 무효벌레다 아니 다 심우 심에게 아니 지 대화라야 예선이야. 다 가는 아니 띵인데 지 대화. 고군데 대라 아니 그노 대케니 아니 레치바든 다 무효벌레 되잖아. 그래.
And then the immutable karma. The immutable karma is, you see suffering everywhere in the desire realm. You see suffering in desire realm, like human, God, desire realm gods, and of course three lords. You see suffering everywhere, so that you want to have like, I want to be free from all this suffering, and I want to have the bliss of concentration. And then you create a karma with that thought, and that becomes immutable karma.
아니 대라 모여서 때 배는 가도 삼대 동문이가 삼대 시대 숨이 시대는 라이오레스. 간제 텐데 소소레까 체도 사연은 레버드 tum로면 디파라 그 뗀시 맞는 레오 시 맞 봐줘요 말이야. 그거.
아마도 소감도 소맥함서 다 소감 샤워라 소감 숨을 쉬어도네.
맞아니. 난 녹음샷 보지. 난 녹음도 좀 해.
So then when we divide the samsara in three categories, like sixth realm, you know already, right? Three lower realm, three upper realm. But also you can divide into three realms, like the desire realm, form realm, and formless realm. So these people, they see that suffering everywhere in desire realm, so even including the desire realm gods, right? And so now they want to go even higher than that. So then it says the bliss of concentration. So that is achieved when you are born up in the form realm of form realm god or formless realm god. And so with that thought, and when you create an action, then when you do the practice, then that becomes an immutable karma.
다때 무효로 세계진에 가르나 안디 보다 빼도 왔어. 소노만 빌레진 저거 유빌레데 빼나 냐비 보도 저스나 라마다 조가 상하서 진 니빈 텔레 안네텔레 덴로 제트바다 왔어 텔란도 왔어.
And so like here, they give the example of the meritorious karma and non-meritorious karma being able to change, right, at the time. So even if you die with a negative thought, and then somebody did a prayer for you, lamas, and somebody did a prayer for you, and that prayer can help you to change your karma from being born in the lower realm, help you to be born in the upper realm.
뭐 텔라 그러잖아. 간나 아니 단다 아니 반용불레도 또 제가해서 말았어. 근데 담보 지원 피질래나 아니 내심 바카지어서 말했어.
And whereas this mutable karma, so the meritorious karma and non-meritorious karma can change. You can change the direction. But the immutable karma, you can't change. So that's why it's called immutable.
다원아 레상에 있으나 레상에데 아니 상세 조랑바 men치 소소죠 관계사 그래서 고제 레상에데 레사다 말아 숨지 말렘 레사다니지 레 말아 숨사요지 다 상에서잖나 아니 상세 조랑바 men치 소소죠 관계사 그래서
So the miyolegi pet deshado. So also you see the example there, right, of the immutable karma. So that's if he has created karma to be born in the first concentration, and then it will only become a cause to be born. You can't change to be born in the second concentration. There's like in a form realm there's 4 levels: the first concentration, second concentration, third concentration, and fourth concentration, like that. So each one has more advantages, the more happiness and so forth. So that's how they differentiate. And so whatever karma you have created, it only becomes a fixed for that. And so that's why it's called immutable. So those are the 3 kind of karmas. So there are 2 ways of creating karma, and 3 karmas are created. And who creates the karma? So then they love that, And so it doesn't mention here, but so anybody and who is below the path of preparation, the Mahayana path of preparation. And so, including the path of preparation, like the path of including the path of preparation, and all beings below that, all beings below the path of preparation, including path of, let's say, path of seeing. So any beings who are below the path of seeing, then they all create karma. So once you have realized emptiness directly, then you don't create karma.
Okay. Now any questions? Yes.
Sonam gelegi, tene dendole kya madu cheki sangi ala pentu maras.
Open to that. Toto yeres. Teleda te tony sono geleda karzana. Ana tonyo to bishara samba, Jangchub samba. Ana kuru nimu sambelo to sangena ana chegres.
So yeah, so if it is just a thought, if it's just a thought to benefit next life, then of course it only becomes that meritorious karma. If it's not conjoined, like we mentioned earlier, if it is not conjoined with bodhicitta or emptiness, then it only becomes a cause to be born in samsara. But if that meritorious action is conjoined with the bodhicitta and emptiness, then it becomes a cause to achieve enlightenment. Yes.
Then 단당한도 제게도 다 데링한도 추년바데 다 example 데링한도 추년바데 다 나랑 심한 명소는 만들어 제대 인삼바이나 아니 대상제제로 말했어.
So like you're listening to Dharma today, right? So the action of listening to Dharma, which is a meritorious, virtuous, right? So if that is not conjoined with the thought to achieve enlightenment, then doesn't become a cause to achieve enlightenment.
Then 단어 쇼기 장소 나도 오늘 그 근무제를 받들이가 추년바데 말아 로종 주고 체는 거기 삼나야 집발에서 아니 선이 도진로 말했어.
And like for example, it's, I just want to know more about it, therefore I'm going to go to listen to this teaching. If you have that thought, then that doesn't become a cause to achieve enlightenment. It only becomes a cause to know more.
다 제다 지바인 바지 다 말하는 게 생기된 고와든 성은 동안에 다 담대 이제 담이 아니라 콘솔라 펜토에 제대 말로 로죠 제냐면지 그 서면은 아니 다 대상적 고마도 이제 그랬어.
And so if it says, I need to study because in order to do the study, do the practice, I need to study, and to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings, I have to practice, and for that I have to study. So if you have that thought, a motivation to study because you want to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings, then that becomes the cause to achieve enlightenment.
Okay, it's clear. 그래서 다레 상에 대해 수사를 수소지 어디서 사그래.
So who creates the karma? So in general you can say ordinary beings. So when we say ordinary beings who have not realized emptiness directly are all ordinary beings. And then who have realized emptiness directly is the superior beings. So superior beings don't create karma, only the ordinary beings create karma.
Okay, yes.
미요일에도 주어만도 진짜 가려놨어.
다들 가르는다 레 코르스 메다 니파르 요르스 코네 카저 간지 지리야 명예데 저 마통게 차대 담벌레 사람이 차니
뭐가는 주어요 말씀도 가르도 대한 즉 맞아 다 계속해서 주어요 말씀
되네 말이 되네 그냥 말이 내가 가르라서나 나도 단달라도 매징에서 제가 비질레 사셔 봐서 같이 담에 야외 봐도 지다가나 콜 라메게 니바당 도마도 시게 와셔나 공에서 제 막고 전에 내려야 되는 거예요. 그 가죠. 그리고 가져서 요소 말이 내 요소 딱 람보셔는 로셔 그래서 다 지대요 말이 간지 티바라 다리 모서 개요서 말아 다리 뭐 개는 거지 아니 변에 띵인데 가르고 가나 코랑 가다가 나게야 the combat Tara Tenyamato, and Shemaya Telemaniwa. Antigala and Motecha,
So when we talk about the changing here, doesn't mean that it doesn't change moment by moment. That's the definition of impermanence, right? So that, of course, then by nature, the karma is impermanent. So by nature, it is that. But what do we mean by changing here, not changing here, is that it doesn't become something else. Like, so I think maybe there's like other terminology that you use for this word. It's called immovable karma. So it can't be moved, to different direction. So whereas the meritorious and non-meritorious karma can be moved. So when you create a non-meritorious karma and you die with that, then you are like to be born in the lower realm. But then because through the power of the prayers, by lamas and gurus, then it can change. The person who is in the intermediate state can, pardo, it says here, the intermediate state can be changed, to be born in the upper realm. So therefore, those are not immovable. So but the karma to be born in the like a form realm, in the first concentration, is immovable because it only results in that. It cannot change from there. You cannot change to other to be born in like a second concentration or third concentration.
Beje se odo sin dinala den baje chen digi chide gewasawana te sonoma bilen rosa mari. Teta nyomoji mari bana jikte jewa de che jerwa te gosumji gosumbo sochulaso megewa ngumbre shenna sonoma bile saas. Chide da megewa gogesere sonoma bile sete.
So there's another text. So in the Lam-rim, the great Lam-rim also it mentioned about the karma. Any non-virtuous action created, motivated by any kind of delusion, then that becomes non-meritorious karma. So it has to be non-virtuous action. So therefore, if you create a virtuous action to for the sake of this life, like to have a happy life or to have a healthy life and long life and so forth. So for that, if you create a virtuous action, then that I think becomes a meritorious action. So of course that doesn't become a cause, to be born in, to achieve enlightenment.
Okay. Now Bob, yes.
So if you set the motivation to achieve enlightenment at the beginning of the activity, but you don't have spontaneous bodhicitta, and then so as you're going through, like listening to the teachings or reading or studying, and you don't maintain that, does it still create the cause? And then you dedicate at the end, does that still create the cause?
Yeah, that's good. You don't have to go all the time. When you start beginning,
Yeah, only at the beginning, but you don't have to have that spontaneously all the time. And then at the end, you dedicate it, then it becomes a cause to achieve enlightenment. And so you create this mental and the intended karma. The intended karma are the body, speech, right? Body and speech. So if you, with that thought, if you make prostrations, then you create the intended karma of body. And if you, with that thought, if you create a karma, if you recite mantras and prayers, and then that becomes the intended karma of speech. So you bear this hardship of sitting cross-legged, right? And you move here and there, but you still try to sit in that way with the thought, with the thought, to do the practice, right? Oh, this is good. I have to do this. So that becomes a virtuous action also. And so if you sit in a proper position when you're doing meditation, that becomes virtuous action also. It doesn't have to be like all the time circumambulating or making prostrations, for it to be the virtuous action of body.
Okay.
And so whatever hardships you go through, your body and speech, in order to practice Dharma, then that becomes the virtuous action of body and speech.
Okay? Yes.
We assume that any action done for the sake of just disliking people in virtue is still not meritorious. What about anything we do for others? We're not thinking about future lives, we're not thinking about ourselves. But we do something for someone else that only benefits them in this life, but we're only doing it for them. We're not thinking about our own future life.
I got it. What's
The first question,
What
the
is
first thing you
first
said is,
So if we do say, like earlier, you were saying that if it's virtuous action, then it's like just this life, that it's not meritorious.
Mara.
Tell him I fixed that. You didn't listen that.
No, I saw you fixed it, but you referenced the text.
Yes.
Yeah. No, this is not different text. Karna thambodi all lamdo kanta lapshasi. And nyomo maribana jite jawanda chene and social to kan shebade and sonoma belere so somala and magivla go res.
And so whatever actions you have created, motivated by the ignorance or the view of transitory recollection, then like such as killing, stealing, and so forth, then that becomes non-meritorious karma.
Example, who want to kill the fish to eat this life? That kind of things to
Non-virtuous.
non-virtuous action.
Non-virtuous, non-meritorious. Of what? Well, it said, but then there was explanation on that.
Different, right? And then
So Geshe said the both are from same text.
yeah.
So whatever he said, it's referring to the same text, the Great Lam-rim. Yeah. So from the same, so one says that, and then after that it clarifies, saying that okay, so like that.
다 chen diga dewa yo che de chana ga lesa na gewa jam gewa la na ka yo ndo was. Teda chen di che de gewa sang do chen di dewa cha sa yo ro. Ta de gewa cha ro res. And chen di dewa che de gewa sang de ta gewa de gewa res. So no bile.
So whatever you do for the sake of this life, it's not necessarily virtuous or non-virtuous. It can be both, right? And so if you engage in non-virtuous actions, okay, you can engage in non-virtuous actions, for the sake of this life, right? You can to have a lot of money, you can go and steal. So stealing is non-virtuous action, but to have a lot of money is a good and happiness. People think, right, for this life. So therefore, that becomes non-virtuous or non-meritorious. But if you create a good action for the sake of this life, so if I'm going to do this, so then I go help others, open hospitals for people, old folks home, for people, like give donation for that, so that I will be famous in the future. Like, so that's of course for this life, but that action becomes virtuous action.
And then my question was without that motivation, you're not thinking about yourself, you're not thinking about this life, you're just thinking about the people you're helping.
Yes.
Yeah. Take gewa ta.
Yes, that's virtuous.
This virtuous. Anyone you sick, someone the problem, you help that be virtuous. Tate chanu karila yago marwa ta ngado ka tenga 좀 니체 게 말was. 가지 강체 와다 젠지 젠라 평화 치트 제와나 gewan다 그랬어.
kulung 가르침 걸 쓸 때도 다 신라 평행 kulung 하다.
다 젠페가 300 끊어 놔야 고 gewa차 그랬어.
그래. 그거래.
그냥 다 뭐네.
학삼 닝지.
학삼까지 라 샤바 학삼 인제로 끊어 놔체도 gewa 덮치면 돼.
Yeah, it becomes a virtuous because people might not think, but they have compassion, right? They do the motivation, the motivation is compassion or love. They want them to be happy, they want them to be free from suffering. Therefore, they go out and help them. If without that, they will not do that, right? You can't just do it. You have to have that. Oh, the person is suffering, so I don't want them to suffer. Therefore, I'm going to go and help. So that thought is compassion. So when you do anything with the compassion, of course, it becomes virtuous action.
So anything you do to benefit
Others.
another,
Yeah.
other
But
beings
not
is
not like so I'm going to kill the fish, give the dog. I don't know this. Not like that. Right? It's
So
all
any
good.
virtuous action.
Yeah, any virtuous actions, any good activities. Otherwise you say, okay, I'm going to kill the animals because protect my country. That's also not good. But all the good deeds. Yes.
So if you're a parent and you want to educate your child, even though it's conventional education and it's not like Dharma education, is that still virtuous?
그래. 지단계 신연 대하다 말도 맞아. 최근 신연 많이 맞지. 지단계 신연 대하치도 되네. 다 밤하게 다 보고 들었다는 다 가서 롭좀 된 때바이나.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because it benefits the child. Right? So therefore, of course, it's a virtuous action.
Okay, yes.
So, I don't come here every week, I do listen to you every Sunday.
Okay. You can bring all the questions together.
Well, yeah, all these, and,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
This is 그런 거 그 수도 집에서 놀라버리 사진도 보여. 특대는 나요 그거. 근데 꼭 따다 차리 그랬어.
그래 당가도 내가 다 심지 탐지기 쳐도 막 펜베시도 나다 독일라나 때 여차와차 그러서.
야, 특히 그런 거 야버게 맞아.
Yeah, because your motivation is stronger, higher motivation, right? So therefore it becomes more meritorious. Yeah.
Usually you need to like whole sentence you need like that, All mother same base. Same as me, they want to free from suffering, they want to, be happy like me. Also, all mother same base, same as they kind for me and same as my mother. Your mother very kind. Some of them know, their mother not kind like that, Therefore, they're very kind, but I'm not able to help for them right now. What I can do? If I got enlightenment, I can do like that. Therefore, for benefit for them, I'm going to study, I'm going to meditation, I'm going to listen. That's good motivation.
So I also do Vajra, not just at least for a week a month.
Okay.
And I have a smart TV that is not developing karma. But I can go onto YouTube and pick up the Vajra Sutra that I can chant with a Tibetan being that is chanting. So if I was to say, before I start this, they have become enlightened with this practice to help all sentient beings, that gains me more merit.
그래요. 직발.
This,
I know it's simple, but I need to be concrete.
Yeah. 어제 저번 넘바이나 스바다.
yeah.
뭐라다 유튜브로 파기다네 다른 민님도 넘겨라다.
Yeah, same.
저 되면 넘도간다 꿀렁 뛰켜는 거.
Yeah, same.
진짜 탐자를 펜베지는 거 상기 거기서 대시든 거 넘겨 라바.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that becomes more meritorious, yes.
Because Buddha's teaching is very easy. One way, just different thought, just changing thought. It's very easy to just turn off and on, like switch off and on, right? You switch off something, machine going, very easy to mistake everything. You keep the on, very easy to fix, right? Like that. Very easy to go right or white or black. Okay?
So first question is the wisdom realizing emptiness same as clear light? Okay, and then the second one? Oh, okay. So the contaminated aggregate. Clear sense of was don't was to be shut up down was any chubba was sausage around.
나한테 대시자 다 말하고 뭐 보여랬어. 같이 가서 어서나 샘비를 저거 싸워래서 양 대시자서 샘비를 저거 싸워래.
This was my 먼저 나는 저 sausage around.
대지나 바지 돈이 똑되는 신의 고산 잡고 그랬어. 너무 돈이 또 안에 대신 고산 고 그랬어. 이나 돈이 또나 같이 아니 요모 영화 제가 말이야. 요모 영화 맞잖아 레사 말했어.
아마도 지당하는 건데 치다 치외 값으로다 아마도 남실 포도게네. 가서 되게 가만히여라. 되게 야송도는 아마도 나라마스 용으로. 아니 제발 말하면 야도 나라마스 나라마 지제라다 마부디 마차 가부디 앞으로는 것다 세부차거라. 아니 어서 차거라 되더라다. 되게 됐음디 샘디 되샤고 오라. 되게 돈이 또야 열었다.
대통령도 같이 다
되게 됐었다 가서 냠을 침 보고.
같이 되게 다 어사대까지 됐 싸봐요. 돈이 또 발레 싸봐. 아니 냠을 때 싸봐랬어. 받는 시작.
So I mean, it depends, right? So, what do you mean by clear light, right? So, when is a clear light? When does clear light happen with us? At the time of death, usually. So, at the time of death, of course, we won't be able to, identify that for ordinary people. But the high practitioners, they can understand that, and they can stay in that state. So, what happens is our mind, there's like a drop, right? So, the white drop and the red drop in our body. So there, the white drop is up here, red drop is down there, and then the mind, is in the middle, in the heart. And when you die, the red drop falls down, and then the white drop, there's no like air to hold it there, so it rises. So the white, has the nature of rising up, and then the red drop. I mean, sorry, the red drop, is down there, right? So red drop like a nature of the fire, which is the fire blazes up, right, like that. So it has the nature of rising up, and then the white drop, which is up in the crown, and it has the nature of like a water, which like if you throw, it will just fall down. It doesn't blaze up. So that's the nature. When they come together, that's then it totally becomes dark. So you don't see anything. And then when the red drop continues to fall, and the white drop continues to fall down, and the red continues to rise, and at that time, then everything becomes very clear. So that's called the clear light. So if you understand that, you can hold that state, and then use that mind, to meditate on emptiness, and it becomes very, very powerful. So the people, the higher practitioners, the advanced and higher practitioner, can do that at that time. So they can use the clear light, to understand more about emptiness. So everything is clear. So like everything is empty of existing form is one side. Like you can imagine. So you can say, the wisdom realizing emptiness can be a clear light at that time. So that clear light realizes the emptiness. So you can say that, but it's not for ordinary people, only for higher advanced practitioners. So the person who have realized emptiness directly for the second question, the person who have realized emptiness directly doesn't, is not following under the control of delusions. It has controlled the delusion now. So it has controlled the delusion. Delusion is not controlling it. So it's not influenced by delusions anymore. So therefore it doesn't create any karma. So like a child, being a naughty, right? If he's under the control of parents and teacher, then child will not be that much naughty. But if nobody's controlling that, then it will go out and be naughty, right? So it's like that. So again, depends. So you do create karma. You don't create karma to be born in cycle existence. So you already have a karma. You already have a karma from before, right? So you have not purified all the karmas at all. Not karmas completely, and therefore you do have a karma. But you don't create any new karma to be born in cycle existence. So, and I don't know if you have heard about this term, throwing karma and completing karma, like that. So throwing karma. It's like karma that throws you into the cycle. It's called throwing karma. The karma that throws you into the cycle existence, that pushes you into the cycle existence. So it's called the throwing karma. So you don't create any throwing karma at all. You don't create any throwing karma at all. So that's like a karma to be born in the cycle existence. You don't create that anymore when you have realized emptiness directly.
Okay. Any questions? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I have a question about what are the first three jhana concentration states and
Fourth is the fourth concentration. something 너무 숨라도 아니 시바데 가르했어.
There something shivala 그래. 근데 딱 문에 그 당분이 봐서 코로나데 스텝만으로 시오래서.
So in the form realm, so that's divided. Form realm is divided into four states. Like that's called like like it says here, the first dhyana concentration, second dhyana concentration, and third dhyana concentration, and fourth dhyana concentration. So those are the four realms. And so it's like a 16 region combined into four realms like that. So there's a 16 region of the form realm gods.
subdivision in
That's right. Yes. Yeah. In the form realm god.
And
So there's another formless realm god also. And then in the formless realm also there are four different stages. Like this goes So it's like infinite, like a space, infinite space, and an infinite consciousness, and nothingness, and the peak of existence. So there are 4 levels like that.
When we talk about God realm, we just say in general.
In general, Godam, so like I mentioned earlier, about that when you, divide the samsara into 3 realms, it's like the desire realm, form realm, and formless realm. So in desire realm also there's a God realm. There's a desire realm God, and then a form realm God, and a formless realm God. So the gods can be all in 3, but all the other beings like human, demigods, humans, and the hell and the hungry ghosts, and the animal, all are in the desire realm. And so, when we talk about the world system, the world system like Mount Meru and so forth, so then you go up to that level, and that's called the God, desire realm God, and then you go higher up, that's the form realm God, and the formless is like and so in the desire realm God, that's called a Tushita God realm, the Tushita God realm, in the God realm, and then from there, like from the distance of the distance of the monastery from the town. So at that distance, from there, then there's called a Tushita pure land. There's the God Tushita God realm and Tushita pure realm. So Tushita pure realm is the Buddha land.
Okay. Yes.
Really simple. If you do a virtuous action, sorry that I'm so confused. Do a virtuous action for the benefit of this life. Does that make one take rebirth in the lower realm?
No.
No.
No lower the Kardagaji. Kocha Charles, they don't judge.
Teach it Sasara, Marve. Teach the Gyosavana. Say the Gyosavana, say the Zoro Mara.
Tedoro, Cindy Chechuna, Tindra Zoro. Shimakay, but Cindy Chechuna.
So if you did a good thing for this life, right? If you did a good thing, like give a big donation to be famous, then that's it. You're done. You become famous, and you have no karma to carry. Yeah. But not like that with the non-virtuous action. Non-virtuous action, if you care for this life, it still goes on,
The third can't show the Sanjay Tobe Ched, Sasha, the Tarimbo Mosha, the Temat was dead.
The Miguel led it in the Miguel led it on the teacher of the Tiran Zororas. Till the one on the Zoror, the new mother.
Not ever, then Miguel sent the Domars, Joshua Kiloris.
Gyoda did not settle Zoda, Miguel did settle Mazod.
Kajana, that give it, do the give it, Tiga, Drivel at any Magiva the Onsarawi Mars, could take Shawalam to Yapoyone, call Magiva the Limsarawi Mars. Come much or later, much or settler later years.
So, whenever it ripens, whenever the result of that karma ripens, then the karma is completed, And so that if you did a good things for this life and you experience that in this life, then that's done, You have nothing to carry on. Yeah. But if it is not experienced, in this life, then that virtue stays in your mind. It stays in your mind. It can be, at some point, just like the story, of somebody going around, a fly going around the stupa, and after many long time, many years or many long time, very long time, then he got a karma to be, not to be born as a human being, but to become a monk in that life.
Example, you still this life, you call the police, you got punishment, then you gone there. You don't carry that non-virtuous action to next life.
So same with the non-virtuous action. If it's ripened in this life, then that non-virtuous action is completed. Is no longer there. So just like let's give you an example. If you steal and you got arrested and then you got punished, then that punishment arrest, is the result of stealing, and so you have no more stealing karma to go on. It's already experienced.
Therefore, now best ways any same action, anything same action, the good motivation to benefit all mother same base. To be done, dedicated for benefit all such base. Therefore, you don't have to worry, or maybe that finish that or that finish that, not like that. It's very simple way. Okay? We talk too many things that finally combines what we need, good motivation to benefit all mother same base. I'm doing that. Even you do yourself for maybe benefit for you. No one have you cannot do anything at this time. But motivation, what I'm doing this for benefit for all Mother Samji base. You do water balls, maybe you clean your room. Maybe you just make nice, but you benefit for all Mother Samji base. I want to invite for all Buddhas and Sadhus. That's good motivation. Then we finish, you dedicate benefit or whatever I created the merit this time, this day, this life, for be cause to all Mother Samji base, enlightenment. Then you don't have to worry, or maybe that finish this life, maybe next life, maybe it's makes cause to me go to hell realm, not like that. Okay? Maybe it makes you some part they use for the rebirth of human rebirth. They know to well, laying with that. Do your was. Don't coach the go give you check my Galen coach at home, and
So to be born in the upper realm, you have to have a virtuous action. So you can't be born in an upper realm with a non-virtuous action. So you have to create a virtuous action in order to be born in upper realm as a human or God and demigod.
Tanti hol masang인데도 아니 막 가디시가 와 인생 가디시가 와 아니 땡내려 주님 고만 거서 따다 한 거랬어 얼마.
So after that, then it goes through the explanation of how he lived this life and then conceive into the next life in relation with the 12th link of dependent origination, 12th link of dependent rising. So if you have a time, just read through and then we'll have more discussion again.
Okay, thank you. Stop that. Chanting master, make more confused. It's make more confused. Make more confused. Did I make more confused? Or not? Sometimes you have to talk too much, then make more confused. Sometimes we just read very simple way, but I'm not very good talker, then I don't know how can make very simple way. Okay? Thank you.
Page 39, please, of the prayer book. Saji Peki Jun Shin Meko Tramri Rabling Ji Ni Te Gem Padi Sangye Jingdu Mete Uwa Idrukunam Dag Jingla Chopasho Jesu Mame Kotera Pen Chingnam Katrin Lay Choturge Padang Lop Sang Klempe Drun Me Sapsum Gidro We Munzel Tatu Negushi Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniryatayami. From my two collections, vast of space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds' wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings not yet spread or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. By even this graded course to enlightenment completed, due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children, may all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing clean paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path raised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practice, embodies all Buddhas. Your nature is that of Vajradhara. You are the root of the three jewels. Homage to you, O Gurus. In short, I seek your blessings, O Protector, to be cared for by you from birth unremittingly throughout all my lives, and thus to become your chief disciple, holding every secret of your body, speech, and mind. O Protector, please grant that all be auspicious for me to be foremost among your very first circle of disciples, wherever you manifest Buddhahood, so that all my temporal and ultimate wishes, without exception, may be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Furthermore, in life after life, may I, pleasing him in return, be forever fostered by an accomplished Mahayana spiritual master, the source of every virtue of this world and beyond. In his care, may I acquire in him a firm, unshakable faith, pleasing him by every means possible, doing nothing even for an instant to disappoint. May my spiritual master impart to me every instruction and every teaching in its entirety. Having understood them faultlessly, may I practice them and be able to